In today's lesson, we are going to be talking about complex sentences. There are three types of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. A simple sentence is a sentence with one independent clause, which means that it can stand by itself as a complete sentence. It has a subject, a verb, and it's a complete thought. An example: I like pizza. A compound sentence contains two independent clauses joined by a conjunction. The example, I like pizza, but my sister doesn't. I like pizza is an independent clause. My sister doesn't is an independent clause. And they are joined together by the conjunction but. A complex sentence contains an independent clause and a dependent clause. A dependent clause cannot stand by itself, it is not a complete sentence. The example, when we go out to pizza, I always ask, when we go out to eat, I always ask for pizza. This statement right here, I always ask for pizza, is an independent clause. It is a complete sentence. When we go out to eat is a dependent clause. It's missing something, it's not a complete thought. We have subordinating conjunctions that go before the dependent clause. So before I go to school is the dependent clause. Before I go to school is not a complete thought. I always eat breakfast is an independent clause. It is a complete thought, a simple sentence. We have another example of a complex sentence. I wish I could skip school today because I have a big math test. Because is a subordinating conjunction. It adds to the dependent clause, I have a big test in math. Here are examples of other subordinating conjunctions, and the subordinating conjunction always is at the beginning of the dependent clause. So let's take a look at these complex sentences. So we have when I watch TV. When is the subordinating conjunction. So when I watch TV is the dependent clause. I always want a snack. This is an independent clause, it can stand by itself. Notice that when the dependent clause is at the beginning, we also add a comma in between. Another example, if you were absent, that is the dependent clause. You have a lot of homework. That is the independent clause. All right, so let's look at some examples and you will determine if this is a simple, compound, or complex sentence. I really want the new iPhone. This is an example of a simple sentence. My mom thinks I'm too young, but I can handle it. This is an example of a compound sentence. My mom thinks I'm too young. That is a complete, independent clause. I can handle it is also a complete, independent clause, but they're joined together with the conjunction but, so that makes it a compound sentence. I keep my room clean, have good grades, and help at school. This is an example of a simple sentence. Now, I know you're thinking there is a conjunction right here, but remember, in order to be a compound sentence, it has to join two simple sentences. I keep my room clean, have good grades. That is not a complete simple sentence. And help at school is also not a complete simple sentence by themselves. So this is all one simple sentence. Even though she disagrees, I feel pretty responsible. This is an example of a complex sentence. It has that subordinating conjunction, even though. I am trying to convince her. This is an example of a simple sentence. She might change her mind since I will be in middle school next year. This is an example of a complex sentence because it has the subordinating conjunction since. Now it is your turn. You are going to pick one of the sentences and add to it to make it complex.